behavior.
A big victory for Democrats today in Richmond as a judge ruled Sean Brown must be removed from the ballot in the 2nd Congressional District.
Democrats sued to get her removed and tried to get Congressman Scott Taylor to appear in court during today's hearing. News 3's Brendan Ponton tells us how what happened could have big implications on Election Day.
After a lot of questions and drama over whether Congressman Scott Taylor was going to have to appear here at the courthouse, a judge ruled he did not have to appear here, but several of his current and former staffers were here, and several of them indicated that they would plead the Fifth if they were called to take the stand.
Still running as an independent candidate.
Even though a judge ruled Sean Brown should be removed from the ballot in the 2nd Congressional District, the independent candidate says you have not seen the last of her, and referenced Nike's new ad campaign with Colin Kaepernick to make her point.
Believe in something, even if you have to sacrifice everything. This is one of those moments.
A judge in Richmond today saying the signatures to qualify Brown to be on the ballot had a pattern of forgery and fraud. She needed 1,000 signatures to qualify, but the judge said there were too many questions about those signatures and ruled she should be removed. Democrats had sued state election officials to prevent her name from being printed on the ballot and declared this a win outside of the courthouse.
In our mind, a kind of a culture of corruption that's got to stop, and the judge put a stop to it.
Brown was running as an independent in the 2nd Congressional District against Republican Congressman Scott Taylor and Democratic challenger Elaine Luria. Taylor's staff helped collect signatures for Brown, but dozens of people have come forward to say their signatures were forged. Democrats tried to force Congressman Taylor to appear today, but a judge ruled he did not have to come. But 6 people connected to his campaign indicated in affidavits they would plead the Fifth if called to testify. Separately, a special prosecutor is investigating whether Taylor's staff did anything illegal.
Taylor put her on there for one reason, to steal votes from the Democratic candidate, Elaine Luria. It's the integrity issue which is important to me as a lawyer.
And for Bet Cake, the judge's ruling is a bittersweet moment. She drove from Virginia Beach to be here today.
And I know he would have been very upset.
Her late husband's name appeared on the ballot, but it was signed about 2 months after he died.
He's looking down going, thank you, now we got it right.
Brown says she plans to appeal this decision. We'll keep you updated on what happens. In Richmond, I'm Brendan Ponton, News 3.
Scott Taylor's campaign responded to the judge's decision today with this statement. Given that the Democrat lawsuit was purely political and has now successfully excluded Sean Brown, it's understandable that individuals would exercise their right not to testify today. Our campaign will continue to cooperate with the investigation and make no further comment while it is ongoing. Democratic candidate Elaine Luria reacted to the ruling, saying in part she believes, quote, Scott Taylor needs to stand up and take responsibility for what the judge called out-and-out fraud, adding, quote, this is not the kind of moral character this district or our country deserves.